Ham absolutely dismantled today. Confidence is on the floor. Last win in the Premier League, West Ham away. Feels like an entire lifetime ago. Where do we go?
New manager. But will the board do it? That's the only question. I mean, he's done. Ole is done out here. It was the most embarrassing performance I've seen from us for a long time. You could just see the difference between the two teams. It's the same difference between us and basically every other team that come here. They're better coached than us. Every single team that come here. The only differences, the only exceptions really, Newcastle and Leeds. And Newcastle just got rid of the manager. Leeds might be forced into doing the same thing. We're not. It's shambles every single week. And you can tell he's got no idea what's going on in midfield. We talk about, on all the shows, we talk about what midfield pivot do you want? He has no idea what's going on. He starts with McFred, brings on Pogba at half-time.
Diamond.
He puts Fred to left wing or whatever he's doing. He's got no idea what's going on. You know exactly how Liverpool are going to play. You know they're the best pressing team in probably Europe. And we still try and play out the back every time. And every single time, 2 minutes, we maybe make two passes, go back to Maguire, go back to De Gea, get trapped in down that side, they turn the ball over and they get a shot on goal and probably score. It's the same thing every time. We've got the best aerial duels in the league. Kick it long. It's not hard. I don't know what he's trying to do playing it out. Maguire's made so many mistakes and he's not getting dropped. So I think it comes down to this, right? Either Ole's giving them the wrong instructions, which is bad coaching, or the players aren't doing what he's asked them to do. And if the players aren't doing what he's asked them to do and they're still playing, it's bad coaching. He's not in control, it's bad management. There's only so long you can get away with that. So either his instructions are wrong, in which case he's got to go, or he's too weak to play players that will listen to him, in which case he's got to go. He's done. I don't see how he can come back from this.
Even away from Ole, because he's going to take a lot of criticism, and that's not just from this game, that's not reactionary, that's over a period of time.
We've been saying it for a while.
But let's talk about the players though. At home to Liverpool, big game, your form's not great, you know your form's not great, but can you put in a performance? Can you show some energy? Can you do that? What about the players today?
Look, you know what? It comes from, you've got to earn the right to have the ball. You've got to earn the right to create chances. You've got to do the work. And so many times, when that ball gets sprayed out to Trent or out to Robertson either side, it's McTominay and Fred getting there first. Even though Rashford, Greenwood, they're 10 yards closer in their starting position. Why are they not getting out there first? It's embarrassing. It's the same thing every week. Like, our wingers don't track back. You see every top team now, City, Liverpool, they work so hard out of possession. Their press is so good. We don't have any of that.
It's almost like we think we're too good to, when we don't have the ball, to drop back into a defensive shape and respect the opposition, work hard to get it back. It's almost like we feel it's like a God-given right. We're like the gaping holes from up front into midfield, into the back four. Just gaping hole, it just doesn't move in unison. There's no cohesion at all.
It doesn't work as a unit, and if it doesn't work as a unit, that's not the individual players to blame, that's the coaching staff. They can see that. They must have noticed it. We've been saying it for a year now. It's the same thing every time. Like, you know for a fact, like, you've got two choices when you lose the ball. Either you press that ball, get players around it quickly. We're not very good at that. We press individually, they bypass us so easy. Or you drop into shape. We don't do that either. They just have so many gaps to play through. It's bad. It's really, really bad when you can see Fred and McTominay doing 20-yard shuttles to the wing and back to the centre, and no one else is filling in for them. It's always those two first to every duel. They get beaten by the Liverpool lot, but first United player anywhere near. It's so bad. And individual personnel. We said it last week on the show. Maguire. How many mistakes has he made? I'm pretty sure I said, like, against Leicester, he got the ball turned over about 5-6 times under pressure, right on his own goal line, about 5 yards out. You knew it was coming up this week. We knew Liverpool are better at pressing than Leicester. We know it's going to happen, and he's still playing him. What's the point of giving Bailly a new contract, Phil Jones a new contract, if you're not going to play him when your captain's so out of form? I don't know. Everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong.
Ollie's at the wheel! At the wheel! Ollie's at the wheel! No.
Hopefully not much longer.
The players, sorry. Going forward then, look, we're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and Solskjaer's been sacked.
If it makes the morning, I'll be very angry, but I'm just going to be angry tomorrow. Yeah, we know that.
So in terms of what he can do of how to set up this team to stop this rut, I asked someone else, back five, what did you do, play a 4-5-1, put one up, to stop this rut, like we're in a real rut. What does he do with the squad now?
Well, look, if you want to talk
formation-wise and tactics.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk tactics, every other top team at this point, they don't have too many players on the wings because they know the most valuable area is the centre of the pitch and the areas just outside the centre. If the more players you got on the wing, the further away from goal they are. So defensively, less good at protecting your goal. Going forward, less good at scoring the opposition goal. Every single time we have the ball, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw on the touchlines, Greenwood and Rashford also on the touchlines. You saw Liverpool every time they play out from the back today, Robbo and Trent wide, Salah and Jota tucked in every time. If they're that far apart, our front three are always so far apart. You can't play quick passing combinations because you're so far apart.
And you can't protect your midfield when you don't have the ball when you're that far.
If the gaps are too big, you can't then press when you lose the ball because your players are 40 yards away. By the time they've got anywhere near, the other team are 50 yards down the pitch. We see it every time, the number of counter-attacks we concede. Ollie said at the start of the game, I think in his presser at the start, we've got to be wary of the counter-attack. What do we see?
Almost every single goal.
Time. Yeah, every single goal's come from them counter-attacking and them pressing. The other thing that's irritated me, the long balls they play. We know for a fact every time they play long balls, it's not because they've got big players. Salah, Jota, Mane or Firmino, whoever they play, they're not that good in the air. But we know what they try and do. They put it into an area and they surround the area with so many players. Are you telling me there's not one person on the coaching staff who's looked at that and says we've got to do the same, otherwise we can't compete? It's how they've been playing for years. It's the one thing they do. They make so many crosses and passes like that. They don't win the first ball. They don't care about that. They press that area, move that ball quickly out of there to a fullback. They put in a better cross into an area their forwards are attacking and they score. It's like they've not watched Liverpool. And Solskjaer's come out now and he said, I choose the way we approach the game. He's got it wrong again. He's beaten Liverpool once. It was in the Cup when they were missing how many players. But even then, in that game, he had a specific plan, target the gaps behind their fullbacks. We didn't see that today. We're not good at anything anymore as a team. We can't press, can't defend in our shape, can't pass through. He's got no idea what's going on in the pivot, can't attack, can't create chances. We can't even counter-attack anymore. That's the one thing we were holding on to, and it's gone. And what's gone with it is everyone's support for Solskjaer. So